Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The Sports Chasers Podcast starts right now.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers Podcast coming to you live and direct. It's Monday night. It's the Monday Night Football Blitz, where we talk about college and the pros that went on this past weekend, man. This is week 7 this past week for the college and week 6 for the NFL, which is ending tonight with the Bills versus the Jets at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, man. But before we get into all that, let's meet the crew. D-Dubs, what's up, man? How are you tonight?
What's good, man? Monday night, we're here for it, man. So, you know.
Yep. The Mad Hatter, a.k.a. the Mad Hatter. He didn't lie.
With the winners, man. We got to roll with the winners. So, you know, hey, as my man said, the great philosopher DMX said, you've been eating long enough now. Stop being greedy. Yes.
Shout out to all those that's watching on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We'll be up on Instagram here in a second. Twitch, what else? X, everything that's social media. We're on there. We're everywhere. And we ain't going nowhere, man. The DA, what's up, brother? How are you tonight? You are talking and you are muted, sir. We cannot hear you.
He almost had it, but he, you know.
Yeah, I'm getting tired, man. You know.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Like, hey, man, you know me, boy.
Yeah.
You know, life is good. You know, no complaints. I ain't gonna cry. You know, nobody want to hear that shit anyway. So why do that? All right.
Yo, they start going the other way, man. You start complaining, bro.
Yeah,
tell me, man. Nobody want to hear it.
I just don't want to hear that shit. So I'm good.
Yeah,
we good, man. We good. You know, just hey, sports is funny. Funny.
We appreciate you being on, man. Being here today, man.
We're definitely
it's my pleasure.
Yeah.
Not in Cali this week.
Got my main man. My main man's on. He gonna talk about them Dallas Cowboys.
That's it, boy.
What's up, Angry One? What's good with you?
Yo, what's going on, man? NFL Blitz, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo, man.
I
don't even know why they gave us on the docket, but okay. I mean, ain't nothing really to talk about.
They do flex on this shit every week. Like every week. Flex.
Yeah, they got to be on the docket, E, because you got to see the face of Jerry Jones. Yo, he looks like he's dead. Oh.
Well, he's already dead, man.
I've seen it for the past 20 years. I mean,
my God. I mean, I've just really seen it on his face. Like, you know what? Like, he wants to pack it up.
He had that defeat. He had that agony of defeat shit popping on him.
He wasn't packing up.
That game yesterday aged him about 20 years, 25 years.
They said, Jerry,
35.
They said, Jerry, what's that cologne you wearing? Agony of defeat. That's what it is.
Yeah.
All you Cowboy fans, get at us in the comments, man. I would love to hear what y'all got to say tonight.
You can call my cell phone, motherfucker.
WD, we started real early.
Me, I don't care.
Oh yeah.
I don't care what you do.
The number one Cowboy fan in the chat, Debbie D. She in there. She okay. Yeah, we started early. Yeah. Mike B, what's up? How you doing? Yeah.
No, we can do about that, B. Ain't nothing we can do about that shit, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kevin.
Get a defense.
You good. I'm sorry. I was doing something else. We're live on Instagram now. Shout out to all those that are watching. Like I said, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, of course, Facebook, X, all that stuff, man.
He threw the phone on the bed. He threw the phone on the bed. So now Instagram Live is up and popping. That's all it takes.
Throw it on the bed, dog.
It literally took me 8 steps to go live on Instagram. You got to copy the key.
Man. Nope.
Kev, don't tell the secrets, Kev. Don't
show up that you throw my put in the bed. I know it's on the bed.
That's what Mushmouth said, man. Mushmouth said, throw it on the bed.
Exactly what he said.
That's good. Shout out to I know we're talking football tonight, but shout out to the Mets. They tied the series at 1-1. They beat the 7-3. We'll get into the to both championship series on Thursday. I just smoked last night, and then the Mets came back.
Yeah.
So, hey man, without further ado, man, since we got the crew on, let's run down. We'll run down the college football segment first. Let's run down the AP top 25 as it scrolls on your screen. And DA has some words about the AP top 25, but I'll let him give some words afterward. Texas, they're 6-0. They're number one. Number two, Oregon is 6-0. They're number two. Penn State is number three. Ohio State, the Ohio State, is 5-1 now. Georgia is 5-1. The University of Miami, the U, they're 6. Alabama is 7 after they lost last week against Vanderbilt. They're 5-1. LSU 5-1. They're number 8. Iowa State, they're 6-0. Number 9. Clemson, number 10. They're 5-1. Shout out to my main man Wells. I don't know if you're on, but shout out to Clemson. Number 11, Tennessee, they're 5-1. Notre Dame, number 12 at 5-1. BYU, number 13, they're 6-0. Texas A&M is 14. It's 5-1. Boise State is number 15 at 5-1. Indiana, number 16, they're 6-0. Kansas State, 5-1. They're number 17. They played Colorado this past weekend. Very good game. I'll get into that here in a little bit. 18, Ole Miss, they're 5-2. Number 19, Missouri is 5-1. A newcomer to the top 25, Pitt, Dan's Pitt. They're 6-0, man. They're number 20. SMU is number 21 at 5-1. Illinois is 22 at 5-1. Army, they're 6-0. They're number 23. The University of Michigan is 4-2 at number 24. And Navy rounds out the top 25 at 5-0. DA, what you got? You had some things to say about the AP top 25. Holla at us. What you got?
So it looks like that it's going by records at this point in time. At least that's the way it feels to me, right? Because I don't think anybody really believes that Penn State is better than 5 of the teams below them. They haven't really showed it. They had a good game against USC, which is an unranked team, and they jumped Ohio State that lost to the number 3 team. It is right. It still matters who you played, right? It's RPI, strength of schedule, right? So
supposed to be.
I think this is. I think at this point in time during the season, they're just doing these AP just to throw it out there and say, hey, because I guess it doesn't really get serious till BCS time, and they start to pull together the exact teams that are going to be in the playoffs, right? So Texas, I could see. Number one, you beat a Oklahoma team that's not great, right? But you did what you're supposed to do with the number 1 team, and they're going to Georgia this week, right? So their real SEC schedule starts now. So they'll play Georgia, they'll play, I think, Tennessee, not Alabama. They got LSU, so that they're going to go through a gauntlet and see where they're at, right? Miami ACC, yes, they're the best team in the ACC. I think they're going to have to deal with Clemson at some point. I don't know if they're on the same schedule. Iowa State, it's a good team, but it doesn't belong here. Like, if I watch the games, and I see what they do, they play pretty good defense, but there's nowhere in the world I believe Iowa State could beat LSU, Alabama, Miami, Georgia, Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon, or Texas, or even Tennessee below them. They may not be able to beat Clemson now that Clemson has kind of rejuvenated itself with the QB, but I think for now it's a good story. And I'm not saying they're a bad team. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that I watched the games and they are not explosive enough to do that. BYU, good team, really good team. Texas A&M, we already seen them. Notre Dame, up and down. Boise State is a real good story. They got a running back that is serious. He should win the Heisman Trophy based upon what we see now. Their running back should win the Heisman Trophy. Indiana, 6-0, haven't really played anybody. Kansas State, they beat Colorado. Colorado came back. Could have let them back into it. Laney out there in Ole Miss.
Yes.
It was a good game. They took an L, right? So Ole Miss is, Missouri, same old Missouri. This is about where they are every year. Pitt, good story. SMU, good story. Illinois, still standing pat where they're at. They've been about here the whole season. They just got a bad strength of schedule. Army, Michigan is probably going to drop out at some point because I think they're probably going to have a Penn State or Ohio State game that they'll lose. And Navy and Army, they're going to play each other, which, and one of them usually plays Notre Dame. So I forgot which one, but, at some time they're
going to cancel out. Yeah.
I just think, I think right now, man, it's good. It's really good games. I think Ohio State had a chance to win the Oregon game, which is why I think they should have still been in at least 3. At least I would have thought so. But they didn't get blown out. So, nobody played defense. So, I mean, you can't be mad.
Close game, conference game. Yeah.
Nobody played any defense. So what you mad about? That's my take on it. But, hey, college football is NIL for whatever you say, whatever you feel. It is flattened football. Meaning to say there are more teams in a certain grouping with the same amount of talent because dudes are not waiting to sit behind someone else. They're going somewhere else to play.
100%.
So a lot of teams are they're good. That's why you have an Iowa State. He was a transferring, man. Cats is transferring to play. So, and they're getting this money, they're getting this bread when they get there. So it's like we talked about last year, they're going to do some things to switch it up. And I hope the things that they do when they do tweak NIL and transfer portal don't put us back in the place where it was the haves and the have-nots. So that's it.
True.
That's my take on college football.
Let me go to real quick Penn State and USC. Penn State traveled, and this is from the AP. Penn State traveled about 2,500 miles across the continent on their first road trip in the new Big Ten. The Nittany Lions then spent most of Saturday playing from behind against Southern Cal, thanks to several clutch throws by Drew Allard and a few key defensive stops. And one of the greatest games by tight end in FBS history, the Nittany Lions can make the long trip home and their unbeaten record and national championship dreams intact. Go ahead, D. What'd you say?
You had 17 catches, man.
Dude, Tyler Warren. I don't know if no relation, but caught 17 passes to tie the FBS single game record for tight ends. Ryan Baker hit a 36-yard field goal in overtime. And number 4, Penn State rallied from 14 points deficit in the second half for a 33-30 victory over USC. Now, I watched this game. Like you said, like the AP said, Penn State pretty much they trailed most of the game. And I was like, man, USC is about to get them. And somehow they was able to squeak out this win. Like you said, that dude Warren, man, the quarterback, that was his safety blanket the whole entire game. Go ahead. Yeah. The whole game.
He said the whole game. Yeah. But my thing is this, like you said, USC is not a ranked team, and they were losing them the whole game. How they jumped to 3? Like, this is crazy. Like, that makes no sense to me. But
yeah, is it because they're an FBS team, or does it make a doesn't matter?
Listen, by the end of the year, like I said, they'll lose to either Michigan or Ohio State by the end of this year, and then they'll drop like they do every year.
Well,
and I'm not saying they got a bad team, because they don't. They got a really good team,
right?
They do. I watched the game. It's going to be hard stopping number 44. You're a monster. It's going to be hard, stopping that kid.
100%.
Niners, you want to alert for him. Just, Niners, hey, just a replacement for, Kittles.
For Kittles? Right. Yeah. Okay. Hey. DA's being the general manager with my man John Lynch. Hey, man, this is who y'all got to get. Let me move on to the next game.
We're going to pay Brock. We're going to need to get some rookies paid in there now, because, they don't have no money. Yeah.
We'll get into the pros here in a second.
Real quick, Kev. I mean, Penn State. I mean, who's the next? They got Wisconsin at Wisconsin. They got to play Ohio State, Washington.
There you go.
At Purdue, at Minnesota, and they play Maryland.
Hey, Minnesota been going hard, so only got one hard game left, and I guess we can say that's Ohio State. Which will probably have to be is going to be a must-win game.
So that
even
means
though
six games left.
Yeah, even though Ohio State has a loss, I think at the end of the year when they look at them, they're going to look at Ohio State being a better team than.
Mm-hmm.
We agree. Let me move on to the next game here. Another game that I watched. You had this was a good game. Like I said, it was a good weekend of college football. You actually probably could have did your chores like I did on Sunday instead of Saturday.
God knows, definitely a Sunday at 4:25. You definitely could have did a whole lot of shit.
Whose idea before? I know we didn't get to the pro say. Whose idea was to put Atlanta and Carolina on at 4:25? Why didn't that game get flexed?
Them on at all. That's what they need to start doing. Just don't put them on at all. Yeah. I know they got a market and all, but we don't care to see it.
That is a 1 o'clock game. Why is that game on at 4:25? I was like, why?
That's a London game every week. So whoever, put them on at 9:25 every morning.
Since y'all want to grow the game so much, and go ahead. You want to be international? Yeah, send those games over there. Let them get the end of those games. But
right.
So we're gonna cook with that too, man. Y'all all in the rundown, boy. I tell you, man. Let me move on. Ohio State and Oregon from the AP, CBS Sports. Shout out to CBS Sports. They were on our ticker, Sports Chasers Podcast. .net. Oregon coach Dan Lanning saw quarterback Dylan Gabriel. He was ready to meet the moment. Gabriel threw 2 touchdown passes and ran for another late score, helping third-ranked Oregon outlast number 2 Ohio State 32-31 on Saturday night. Gabriel, who transferred to Oregon this season from Oklahoma for the Ducks' first season in the Big Ten, completed 23 of 34 passes for 341 yards. He also ran for 32 yards on 4 carries. Every time I went and looked at his eyes tonight, I saw a guy who was composed and ready for his next moment. Landon said he played really, really well tonight in some really big moments. Jordan James ran for 115 yards and scored for the Ducks in front of a record crowd of 61,128 for the first matchup between two teams ranked in the top 5 at Austin Stadium. It was the highest ranked opponent that Oregon has beat during the regular season, man. So, I mean, like it or not,
Big Ten.
Like it or not,
get that in the Pac-12. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was going to say, like it or not, right? You know, the Pac-12 and Pac-10 or whatever, them merging with the Big Ten. You know, you absolutely have had some marquee matches up early in the season, and for those purists, I guess, now that if you lose a game or two, maybe you're not done for the year because you have the playoff. So, you know, Buckeyes lose this game, which, like I said, I watched this game. This is a very, very good game. Oregon kept on doing their thing, but Oregon is nice, right? And Ohio,
they got some dudes. They got dudes.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, E.
No, I was just saying, there's no defense whatsoever, man. It was pure. It was an offensive gauntlet throughout the whole game, and for it to end the way that it did, it kind of was like a wow, like really, this is how you go lose.
That's how you go out, right?
It was a great game. You did a Dak Prescott at the end there. Whatever, man.
With the clock management and him sliding at the end, what can you say? What can you say?
That's what they want, Brian. That's what they want. They fired today. Like, fire him! So they tried to fire Dash this morning. So
100%. Yeah, I was like, dang.
Finding great college football coaches, they don't like come in a box of candy, man. So you know, you get rid of them if you want, but you know.
Well, he's been on the hot seat the last couple of years, man. So
every year he's on the hot seat. Man.
Yeah,
you gotta beat somebody every year. He didn't beat Michigan last year. He beat Michigan. He didn't win the championship. Oh, listen, he's in a bad place, man. So until the Big Ten shows itself to be as physical as the SEC, he's always going to have this problem. Like, he's going to have to go in there and push somebody the F around.
Right. Yeah.
You got to do it.
Definitely. Let me move on to this other game. I wish Dan was here because he's saying, yo, Pitt is back. And this is from CBS Sports and from the AP. Pitt Pittsburgh coach, I did not get the chance, but I'll read this. Pat Narduzzi spent part of the week grousing about his defense, the one that had served as more bystanders than difference makers during the Panthers' unbeaten start. His players were listening. Number 22 Pitt regained some of their swagger that has been its trademark for the most of Narduzzi's decade-long tenure, racking up 6 sacks to cover for a suddenly spurring offense in a 17-15 win over California on Saturday that pushed the Panthers to 6-0 for the first time, in 42 years. Some games, the offense carried us, said Pitt defensive end Jimmy Scott, who had a career-high 3 sacks. This game, we kind of carried them a little bit. Pitt managed just 277 total yards, nearly 250 below its season average, coming in and did next to nothing in the second half, relying on 2 first-half touchdowns run by Desmond Reed and a 58-yard field goal from Ben Sauls to take an 8-point halftime lead before holding on. So, what do you say about this, right? So, Cal almost beat Miami last week, right?
Cal's a good team. That's what I say.
Cal's a good team, right? And they basically held Pitt to 17 points. So I'm with DA on this. It's the whole AP ranking and RPI and all that stuff. How did they do it? What's in the equation? I would love to be in that room. Be like, how do you come up with this thing? And it doesn't really matter at this point. We're halfway almost through the season.
Really?
Yeah, because the BCS rankings, that's the real thing that matters, right?
That trumps everything, right? The BCS rankings, right?
Yes. So
Aaron Judge strikes out again. Sorry.
No comment.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're okay. But Pitt, they're in the top 25. They're number 22. Shout out to our main man Dan, the hockey dude. He's happy that his Pitt Panthers are in the top 25 as their number 22. One of the better games, like I said, I'll just read this from the AP. And before I say this, man, I gotta give props to Colorado. They're 4-2. They played a tough K-State Wildcats team that is very, very good, man. Running back, they got a top 25 team. They're number 18 now. I'll just read this from the AP. Avery Johnson rebounded from throwing a late interception by finding Jace Brown for 50 yards touchdown with 2:14 remaining as number 18 Kansas escaped with a 31-28 win over Colorado on Saturday night. The dual threat quarterback for the Wildcats, 5-1, 2-1 in the Big 12, finished with a rushing score and 2 TDs, both to Brown, leading 21-7 in the third quarter. The Wildcats saw the Buffaloes steadily chip away. Colorado took the lead when Shador Sanders threw an 11-yard touchdown to LaJohntay Wester with 3:12 left. The score was held when the Johnson's tip pass resulted in a 59-yard interception returned by cornerback Colton Hood, who was filling in after two-way star Travis Hunter left the game in the first half with an apparent shoulder injury. Johnson needed only 3 plays to help Kansas State retake the lead. The Wildcats defense stopped the Buffaloes on downs to cement the win. Unfortunately, you got just to make big plays in big moments, Johnson said. Ultimately, that's what our guys did. Shout out to K-State. They got the victory. Shout out to the Colorado Buffaloes, man. Shout out. I absolutely have been one of the biggest criticizers of Colorado and how they go about things. But this year, they've been a little bit more quieter this year, going about stuff, in the business matter. They're 4-2. I think they will get to six wins and they'll go to a bowl game, man. Couple their 2 losses, But go ahead, DA. I'll give it to you.
I agree with that. Yeah. They're not like I said at the beginning of the season. They're good 6. They're not bad.
No.
They're not. They still don't have enough to be a top 25 team, but they're right where they need to be as far as growth and progress to that point, right? So it's getting kids into school, getting kids that's going to stay there, and being able to develop those kids into the type of kids that, because you're not going to find like that the guy, the wide receiver from Ohio State, right? Like you could be Deion Sanders and come to this house all you want. That don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So, you're still not the program yet. You're still a team. Colorado is still a team and not a program yet. It's working its way to become a program. That's the way I'll say it.
Do you think that Colorado can run the ball? I think they can run the ball a little bit more.
They can try, but it's all depending on the defense that they're playing against. Like, they're still not stout in the offensive line, so you don't want to give them too much by trying to run when you can't run. Now, you could make attempts, and try to keep making attempts, but usually what'll happen is dudes will just trample the run on the way to the quarterback, right? Because you can't block, so it doesn't matter. It's the same, still the same rush. They're just, run down the dude as they get to the quarterback, But I think as they'll get better, and they are getting better, the offensive line is coming together, and they are better than they were at the beginning of the season. And that's what happens with repetition and being around each other. So I think every football season in college, you're going to have to throw the first 2-3 games out the window anyway. But, these are not necessarily old teams being together for 3-4 years. You bringing in 4, 5, 6 dudes to start every year now. So, but again, I think that, like you said, I'm with you. I think they're going to get 6. You're going to get to a bowl game, and it hopefully it'll be a good bowl game.
Yeah.
Well, either they'll get to play a really good team and do well for themselves, and in that way they'll get more kids to come there. So, because Deion Sanders' name is not enough to bring kids there.
Hey, yo, their next three games, Arizona, Cincinnati, and Texas Tech.
They should win 2
they can lose 2 of those games.
All right,
Arizona's having issues.
Arizona
Arizona's having
home against Cincinnati and at Texas Tech.
Cincinnati they can lose to, and Texas Tech may be a pulse, but Arizona is having problems as he said. So yeah, they're going to get their 6 for sure. They definitely can win 2 or 3. I mean, I said it the wrong way, but I think they can win 2 or 3 of those games.
Another question I wanted to pose to you guys: do you think that that the coaching staff is playing Travis Hunter too much? Do you think they need to reduce the snaps on either side of the ball? Because now he's getting little nicky injuries. Go ahead. What you said, D?
Said that shit last year. Man. You got to pick your poison, man. He can do both. And there's no, like, right now, all jokes aside, Deion, everybody knows he can do both.
Right.
So whoever drafts him, they're going to draft him to do what he does. And if they say that's we see you as being a cornerback, then that's what he'll be in the NFL, and maybe he'll run a few offensive plays like Deion did. It won't be the other way around, right? So they won't. I don't think he's a good enough wide receiver. He's a good slot wide receiver, but I don't think he's a good enough outside receiver. I don't think he has the size, but I think he's a hell of he would be a good slot receiver, but the money not there. So he may as well go play DB. So I always throw money into every situation, fellas. So there's more money in playing DB.
Yeah. Look at your man Devo, right?
Sure. A lot of money there, man.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I would say, there's no need. I mean, I'm glad that you want to display your abilities, but there's no really, to me, I just want to save you as the player. Might be just a little bit too much, but these guys are going to do what they want to do, and if it's me personally, I would save the kid and not, tear up his body, because you only got but so much before you go to the pros, and just want to save your body a little bit. That's all.
Yeah. How many snaps he's playing? Like what? Close to
60.
I think more, probably 80. Yeah.
If it's about 100 per game, he's playing about 80%.
Yeah.
If not more. He needs to be playing more on defense because Shiloh ain't it.
Yeah, well, even Dad said it. Dad said it yesterday. He said it. I think I quote. He said, "Yo, he had a horrible game, man. He didn't have too much game, and he's hurt too. So he's coming off injury, right? I don't think he played last week. So it definitely. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
That you hope they save him, like Darryl said, but I'll go back to Urban Meyer.
Uh-oh.
What did Urban Meyer say? Say, yo, Y'all there? You there to make Tim Tebow the the pros? He said, nope. I'm there to get Tim Tebow to win in college. What he does after he leaves me does not matter.
Oh, but what about the kids?
I ain't talking about me. That's what the coaches feel, not the way I feel.
Yeah, hold that thought. There's, from what I pulled out, 100 averages 120 snaps per game, which is about 230% more than average college players. Travis Hunter is a football player. Plays an average 124 snaps per game. That's so I'm assuming that's both sides of the ball. And that's
like when you a kid playing midget ball and you're the best on your team and you never leave the field. Kickoffs you there, kick returns you there, defense you there, offense like you just stay on the field.
Yeah, special teams you there.
And that's a lot, man. I mean, just for me, my liking, that's a lot to me. I don't know. E, what you got?
Shit, man, I know you. It's time you put your helmet down. Go ahead, E. I'm sorry.
No. I just think that's part of the coaching thing. If you a two-way player, come to Colorado. I think that's just one of the stamps, man. I mean, that's just me. I don't know if anybody else feel that way, but that's how I look at it. Because again,
the boy needs to go off.
If you're gonna use a guy, playing offense and defense, got to choose my words wisely here. If you want to play a guy offense and defense, right? At least save it for bowl games or games that matter. Don't do it against early in the season and all this other stuff, man. But I wouldn't do it either.
Like I said, we got enough of it last year. We know what he can do. Right? So what brings value? Scarcity. If you don't do it as much, it makes more value to the watcher. So, you got a certain offensive package when he's in there, fine. You don't put him in there and not use him. But on defense, that's his thing.
That's a fact.
Y'all got to figure it out. Because I don't think next year this is going to work. No. I don't believe so.
No, that's, in my opinion, I think that's why he's getting a little bit ahead. So let us move on. That is the college football segment. We'll definitely chime in with more to come, probably a little bit on this week, but that's the AP. That's a couple games that we went over. Texas beat Oklahoma. Oklahoma, I believe, this week, correct?
That wasn't even a game. I think that game was over.
The most interesting thing about that game. Yeah, the most interesting thing about that game was the day after when the reporters asked Baker Mayfield about Texas planting the field in the middle, and I guess this is an ongoing thing. And Baker was like, pretty much, we're the best, and I don't know, man. So that was the most important thing. Texas is the best in the land. He's back at quarterback, and he had zero problems with Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he didn't have a great game, and they beat him anyway. So.
Right. Correct.
It was his first game back. So.
Gotcha, man. Let us transition to the National Football League. I wish I had the music. I gotta get the music queued up, man. I got to get the music queued up. National Football League. But before we go into the games, I was gonna hold this for Thursday, but I can't. I can't hold it because D-Dub said something about it earlier, and you know what? We're gonna take a stab at it because some of the games were trash yesterday. Yesterday was a good day to do your errands, to run to Lowe's, run to Home Depot, or whatever you want to do some yard work, do some aerating for those up in the Northeast. Time to air read you should have probably did it already, but needless to say, let me read this from Yahoo Sports and let me see if y'all down with this. This is from Yahoo Sports from Frank Schwab. And the title says, Roger Goodell says he wouldn't be surprised if a Super Bowl is played in the National League. The NFL has moved numerous games to other countries, but an international Super Bowl has always seemed off limits. The tone of that conversation is shifting, though. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell was asked about the possibility of a Super Bowl being played outside of the United States, and it sounded like a possibility. We've always traditionally tried to play a Super Bowl in an NFL city. That was always sort of a reward for the cities that have NFL franchises. Goodell said via the Associated Press. But things have changed. It wouldn't surprise me at all if that happens one day. The NFL has continued to push international games, but the softening of the stance on a Super Bowl being played overseas is new. Who might host an international Super Bowl? Yes, a Super Bowl played in another country won't happen for a while. The next 3 Super Bowls all have hosts. You got New Orleans, the Bay Area, and Los Angeles are getting the next 3 games. If the Super Bowl ever is played outside of the United States, London seems like the most likely option. The NFL has held regular season games in London for many seasons, and a world-class venue like Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is up to standard of hosting a Super Bowl. The NFL has played a game in London each of the past 2 weeks and has another coming up this weekend. There will likely be pushback. Hosting a Super Bowl is a big business, and that's a big reason everyone has been in the established NFL city. A regular host city like New Orleans or Miami won't want to lose that revenue to London or anyone else. But the NFL wants to grow the game internationally, and a Super Bowl overseas will be a big step. And that's all I'm reading. Let me give my opinion on this. This, to me, is just greed by the NFL. I talked with DA for the longest yesterday. Me and him agreed. And why are you going overseas? You're playing games overseas already, right? Why are you taking your biggest game and playing it across seas? Why? Because you guys are greedy, and I think you're taking the fans here in America for granted. And I think that's very unfortunate. Again, I will push back and say this. The Premier League, they don't play their Cup Series games over here. Am I right, DA? I mean, I'm not the soccer connoisseur.
And they're not. And they're not.
Right? Not. And those guys get paid a lot of money over there, the players.
More money than the NFL.
More money than the NFL, as I learned yesterday. So why would you even think of doing this? Yeah, E, I know it's the money, but you're also taking the fans for granted too. Go ahead, E. What you got on this?
I mean, but Kev, they've been taking the fans for granted all this time now. What are they charging for preseason games? I'll wait.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say. I think it's absolute bullshit. I damn near choked on the tea while I was off camera when you read this shit. Absolute bullshit. It's the National Football League, not international.
Not international football league.
You want to take your biggest game over there and take away from all these cities that can use it. Okay, all right. Yeah, I ain't got nothing else to say. I ain't got nothing.
The revenue, everything. D-Dubs, go ahead.
Yeah, you already know what I felt about this, man. I brought it to you, and when I heard it, I instantly picked up the phone and started dialing you because I was like, yo, you got to be kidding me. Yo, this dude is really trying to take the games. And, you know, Ryan's not here tonight, but usually when we push back
guys, it's just one game, guys.
Right. It's the same thing with the Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball took a opening day and opened it up in
Japan.
Japan.
No, was it Korea? I forgot where it was at.
Korea.
One of them, right?
And I get it. They were trying to get the Ohtani thing and all that stuff.
But that's listen, Ohtani came here. I'm sorry.
He's here, right? You know,
Ohtani came here. Right? We didn't go. No, Ohtani came here. And and I'm not trying to, but my thing is we got a large population here who loves the game. Why are we doing this, man? You know what I'm saying? And again, we taking away from, and Eric just said it, and I said it earlier as well. You taking away revenue from cities, states that who may depend on this. The concession stands, all that stuff is connected, right? And I just don't see no reason. Now we talking about taking the crown jewel as the Super Bowl. And even talking about it, that's just should be is sacrilegious right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on. I don't see where we're going with that.
My thing is, hold on, DA, before I let you get in. Me and DA talked on the phone yesterday about this. My thing is, you guys had a product over there in Europe for years.
I think so. Mm-hmm. Good product.
a good product.
But it failed though, right? Or did they take it? Did they pull
No,
the plug?
they stopped the World Football League. They ain't failed shit. They all right.
Okay.
Could have kept going. Mm-hmm. They didn't have to stop. They stopped it.
It was the developmental league, 1. 2, they had a presence over there in Europe.
Right. Okay.
And you had a couple stars. I can't name off, but there's a couple of dudes that what's his name? Kurt Warner played in the World Football League.
He played for Frankfurt.
You had franchises in London, Spain, Germany.
Yeah.
I think France. I don't remember all of them, but you guys had a presence over there. It's easy. Y'all could start that back up, and even DA said maybe even collaborating with the the USFL or the whatever the other spring football league, and putting that together. Because what you don't want is, and this is what I don't want, and this is what I'm fearing. Like the Jaguars, they're playing over there again. That's from the owner though. That's from Khan, the owner.
Yeah, because he got a soccer team over there.
Yes. So there's some kind of thing over there, and he's trying to mix the businesses together. Okay, whatever. So you want to put your team over there? That's fine. I'm just saying, for the long haul, the NFL is like D-Dub said, it's here. It's here in the U.S. of A. Not in Paris, not in London, not in Frankfurt, not in none of those places. I got love for those places, and they got their own sports and stuff like that. Like I said, the Premier League don't play their championship game in Jerry's World. They don't play it at Hard Rock Stadium. Now, they'll come over here and play all-star games over here.
Oh, hold on, Kev. Kev.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, hold on. That's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about the NFL Europe, right? Which
that's what we talking about.
That one, the league lost an estimate $30 million per year. NFL decided to change its strategy and marketing football abroad instead of focusing on hosting NFL regular season games outside of the United States. So that's what happened. It failed. $30 million. They lost $30 million off it.
Oh, but they got money like the NBA for the WNBA.
They do, 1, and 2 was the failure of the idea or failure of execution of the idea.
Probably right, which was probably resulting.
No, not like I said, I don't know, and I just think it's
according to what I'm reading. It also says the NFL previous attempt to globalize American football was the World League of American Football, which was launched in Europe in 1991. The league was canceled after 16 years, resulting in a $400 million loss for the NFL. So,
but do they look like they're any worse for wear? All right, that's what I'm saying,
guys.
So, I'm not. I'm just saying though.
Like, if you build a league to be a developmental league, do you really think that it's going to really make money like that?
That league is there.
Well, they seem to think so, because they're still trying to move forward. They think it'll play 16 games, meaning every team in the NFL playing 16 games over there in Europe.
Yeah, thanks. So look. This will go back to the argument yesterday, Kevin, and we'll leave it at that.
Not an argument, D. It was a discussion.
Me and D.
That's my brother, man. Shit, I love my brother. I love my brother. We talk about unions, right? So, like Kev said, we're from Uniontown, so we understand pretty much how that goes down. If that union lets that go down, then I don't want to hear shit about being on the plane, doing this, doing that, or this too hard and that too hard, right? But if you're trying to fight it and it gets pushed down your throat, that's a different conversation.
Absolutely.
The reality is, if you sit there and agree to it because they offer you, an extra $15 or some Black and Mild and some chicken wings, then you're gonna take what you get, man. You're gonna have to deal with that shit. You gotta eat that. But my hope is that that's not what's going to happen. And somebody will say, dog, man, this makes no sense. Like, all we're going to do, like they didn't complain enough about the Thursday night game, right? And we all have said Thursday night games, by and large, over the last 3-4 years have been trash.
Yep.
And you get more injuries. Guys don't get as much rest. Boom. That's what happens. So sometimes, even if they're going to still continue to do shit this way, what you got to do at that point in time is say, look, man, we got to get more players on the team. Yeah, you got the roster got to get bigger, whatever.
What's the roster size now? 50 what? 3? 54?
53.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Just in
the practice squad.
Just in time.
53 in the practice squad. But I wouldn't I really wouldn't playing a Super Bowl in Europe is stupid. Like, because the reality is I'm not sure what the ratings are for the games that are played in Europe now because of the time that they come on. Right. So ratings is always what it's about. Now, I don't know how the last game was the Jets and last week, the Jets in Minnesota.
What was the ratings?
The ratings were probably bad because it was 5 a.m. when the game came on, whatever. But how many people over there were at the game? Did they sell out the stadium? Because they do a lot of things, and I've seen it happen where, and this is a thing like where sports entertainment is very real. Where they only have people sitting on one side of the stadium, so shit looks crazy packed. You know what I'm saying? Like, they do things like that. You know what I'm saying? To see if this is how we're doing this. But I'm not, I'm not sure how many people actually came to the game to watch that shit. Because I like, it wasn't real. Didn't look, like it was super packed. But I don't know, man, because those stadiums out there hold 100,000, man. So, but that's what they're having a soccer game.
So I'll read this. It says during the 2022 year, the average attendance for the London games was 69,000. 2022, the record attendance for NFL game was at Wembley Stadium was 86,215.
Who was playing?
I don't have that in front of me. Percentage of British fans, about 82% of the fans games in London are British only, while only about 3% are Americans. Excerpts.
Yeah.
2020 games between the Baltimore Ravens and the Tennessee Titans was played in front of 61,000 fans at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Two hot teams, though, right? Tennessee was on top of theirs with King Henry, and then you had Lamar that just came off of MVP, I believe, right? So
correct.
Yeah. All right. Well, now I can see that. Now I don't. Listen, man. I just don't. I don't see it happening. I don't see why they want to do it. It's. You've already put the players at risk, travel, all the rest of these things to play these games, which usually aren't great games, just like the Thursday night game. Like, again, we have to sit back and say, when was the last overseas great game that I can remember? And I don't really remember any that were great games. So, but again, it's probably because you just paid the week before in California. So then you had to fly back home to wherever you're at. You played the Niners last week. You had to fly home, do what you needed to do, get your family, and then get back on the plane and go to London. Okay.
Gotcha.
And your time clock is off. Now, anybody who's ever traveled to Europe, your clock is off. Right?
Take a couple of days to get.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Ryan, are you there with us, sir?
I'm here, brother.
Ryan, we're talking about you entered just in time. The Super Bowl. Roger Goodell possibly noting that maybe one day the Super Bowl being played internationally. What is your thoughts about that?
Oh, ain't no possibility. It's gonna happen. And not only that, you're going to get a franchise in possibly London. And keep your eye on Jacksonville being that team.
Oh yeah,
because Jacksonville has they've been playing in London since they started it, and they're gonna be playing this week as well. They're staying over there.
Yep.
Khan owns the team. He owns it.
He got a sign.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. So it's not a possibility, bro. It's going to happen. It's gonna happen eventually.
Boy, those
so
be something else, boy.
Yeah, I mean,
can be something else.
I mean, keep in mind too, right? The only time the Super Bowl wasn't a 2 week break from the conference games was when the Titans played the Rams. I want to say like 99.
99. Correct.
Yeah. So you got a 2 week break. You fly the guys over there. You know, they have plenty of time to get acclimated. Oh, it's gonna happen for sure. There's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind they will have a franchise in the near future.
Do you think that
in London?
How would that logistically? How would that work though?
I don't know.
The same way it works now. Listen, we argue about travel and this and that, and we always argue about. Oh, they're on these chartered flights. It's no big deal, bro. It's no big deal.
Football's a different game than basketball, though, Ryan. That's what Maya was talking about the other day.
I don't think that's the logistical part, Ryan. That's the problem. Is the flying. I think that may be the easiest part. I think that
then what's the argument?
The money.
The money.
Yeah. Because remember, they're getting paid, and you're going to get taxed in both. So you got to pay them extra money because you're going to get taxed where you live at. You're going to get taxed where you work at.
Boss, please let's not talk about NFL and money. They're printing money, and they're going to make more money, and they're going to make more money going overseas. What with money?
I got
NFL,
no problem with what you're saying.
The money is not the problem.
Where does the money not go in the NFL? The players have the worst contracts of any sport. Players don't get paid any money in the NFL.
No, you're wrong. They're all getting guaranteed contracts now. They're all getting guaranteed in contracts now.
You know what the guaranteed contract is in the NFL?
Yeah.
$350,000. You know how many dudes out of the 53 on that roster get that? At least 20.
Bro, nobody can come to me and say the problem with money.
What I'm telling
with NFL players.
What I'm telling you is that if you're in London and when I go work over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm over there, I gotta declare whatever I'm making over there is gonna get taxed over there, and then I'm gonna get taxed when I get back here. And then I got to live and uproot my family out there, right? So it's not like, Ryan, you are from New York and you playing baseball and you get picked up by the Astros. No, you're moving to Texas. You're not moving to London.
Bro,
you're not. You're gonna tell your wife, "Yo, baby, we got to move to London." No, it's different. It hits different, Ryan.
Da. So you mean to tell me, okay, you got traded or drafted by a London franchise, and you say we got to move to London. She gonna say, nah, I'd rather you not take the money. We're not gonna move to London. They're gonna move to London. They're not gonna be there. They're not gonna be there forever, bro.
I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is that it's going to be an issue. If you think everyone is just gonna say. If you just, like I said, it's money, it's taxes, the bunch of shit that goes on, man. Overseas, man. Tell the woman you're not getting any money from your contract. That's the issue. And living over there is different than living over here.
That's fine, bro. That's fine. They're playing a sport. It's just like the family that's an army family or in the military, and they got to keep moving. You're going to be compensated very well with your NFL contract.
You'll see.
Okay. Why do you think they're going over there now? Why do you think they're having games over there now? Because it's a trial and error period. They're going to work all that stuff out.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do one, but you can't change fucking European bank rules. You can't change the rules of how they do business over there.
Listen. We all know. When it comes to business, when it comes to taxes, there's loopholes with everything. So I'm not worrying about that. I'm pretty sure the NFL knows what they're doing and knows how to tackle that situation.
I hope so, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Or there's no reason to have games there, 4 games there a year if you're not planning on bringing a team there.
Is different, and I understand what you're saying. It's trial and error. I'm just not saying it's right. Or because you can do it, don't mean you should do it. Right?
They'll make
if you're doing
plenty of money.
4 games. If you're doing 4 games, that's fine. The teams are going to make money. The NFL don't not do that. That's what they do.
Okay, so then what's the issue?
Players. You're talking about the league. I'm talking about the players.
Now the NFL's are worried about the players? No.
Okay, well,
listen. If the players want their money, they're going to go to London and they'll uproot anybody for that money.
I mean, like you said, man. I don't think I don't think it'll happen, but we'll see what happens.
It's gonna happen.
Well, Kev, this brings us back to collective bargaining and what we talk about, right, Kev?
I said yesterday, Ryan. I don't want to hear nothing from the players about them CTE, none of that stuff. If they're advocating for more games and then playing in another country where the time difference is 6 hours, I won't hear no more. So, like if it's going to happen, hold on. If it's going to happen, because you look like you love the international play, and that's fine, that's cool. I'm just saying, what about the people here? What about the target audience here? And I know you're saying it's about money, but after a while, man.
Target audience. What's that? You're gonna have one or two franchises over there. You'll still have 30 franchises or 34 if they expand. What do you mean you think the NFL is leaving America?
Excuse me?
Do you think the NFL is leaving America?
No, you're trying to be funny. No, I don't think that.
I'm not. I'm not trying to be funny, but you're talking about the target. You're saying what's going to happen to the target American fans.
Where was the NFL originated, right? So why don't you just call it the International Football League then?
Wasn't it founded in Canada?
Call it that. I'm talking about the NFL.
Whatever. Wait. Your point was what's going to happen to the target, the target. What you said?
You don't think that the target audience about the NFL, about their fans that they got now, and then they're gonna go across seas? I mean, we're gonna disagree on that, Ryan. That's fine.
Big business, gentlemen. All the big businesses in the United States is going overseas. That's all it is.
Globalism. The target audience is going to be the franchise in Paris or wherever the hell or London. That's going to be the target audience.
Okay, I got you.
And then you still have 30 other franchises in America. I don't understand why that's even an issue.
We was talking about the Super Bowl, not so much the franchise going overseas. We was talking about the Super Bowl.
Oh, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm thinking the Super Bowl, that's a given. That's gonna happen. And then, I mean, if it happens once every 10 years, who gives a rip? They don't. The NFL is not gonna care. They're still gonna make money.
Obviously.
Remember, they make money off the TV deals. They're not making money off people going to the games. That's just icing on the cake.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first from Ryan D'Souza. They don't give a rat's ass about y'all, so vote with your dollars. We've been told y'all.
Yeah, like, what are we talking about here? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you just made a point, Ryan. Thank you.
Yeah.
If they cared so much, the pricing of tickets wouldn't be so expensive. The food wouldn't be so expensive at these games if they cared so much. Stop counting these billionaires' money, man. They're printing money.
As you asked DA last week, because I don't forget. When was the last time you went to the NFL game and paid?
I've been to. I only go to the NFL game if I get in free.
We'll go to the Washington.
I watch it on TV.
We'll go to the.
I watch it on TV.
We'll go to the Ravens and Commanders game. What Ryan? We're not going to agree to this. We'll circle back on this. I got you. I love you, my brother.
Real quick, and I bet you the NFL rather me watch the game on TV than actually go to the game. They rather me do that.
Because of course, we want to go to the game than to watch it at home.
Well, wasn't you the same one complaining about streaming just last week? Remember, I don't forget anything. You said it.
Listen, yes, I hate it. Just because I hate it doesn't mean that they're not going to make money off of it. I hate streaming, but I also rather watch it at home than actually go to a game. And they rather me watch it at home and boost up the TV ratings than the actual game and the stadium. The stadium, like I said, that's just the icing on the cake. That's just money on top of all the billions of dollars they're getting from the TV rights deals. And let me tell you what. And another thing, if a player doesn't want to get uprooted, they'll find somebody who will uproot their family and take them over there. They ain't worried about you. You're not gonna be like, try telling your wife, yeah, babe, we ain't gonna take this money, this NFL money that I'm gonna get because we're gonna go to London and live like a king in London because I'm an NFL player. Please, she's gonna be right there.
In London.
She's gonna be
What's euros?
I'm just what I'm saying is if you're the only they got a team in London, dude, you're gonna be a god in London, or you know what I'm saying? Like it's like when you
you won't be a god, you'll be immortal. But
bro, I'm talking about as far as being an athlete and being it's just like Toronto.
I'm telling you, in London, you would be immortal, and that's fine. You'll be a well-paid mortal.
There you go, fine.
But soccer players, they run it. Like they absolutely run
it. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's a good point. But what I'm saying is, don't think that a family being uprooted to go to London is an issue for them. It's not.
It can't be for some though. You can't speak for everybody just for that. There's going to be something. Like there's going to be some. There's going to be some. You don't know everybody's circumstance. So just sit up here and say that everybody's going to have no issues with it. That's a little.
No, the bigger issue, angry one is not getting the money, your paycheck every week from the NFL every week and not getting the benefits. That's the bigger issue than uprooting your family. That's the bigger issue.
I think
try that issue.
I think it also
it's all wrapped up in one.
I think what we talked about yesterday with the unions was like, depending on the player, right? So if the player is a tenured player with money and rich, they may be like, nah, man, I ain't going.
Well, then you cut his ass and get somebody else who else is going.
Yeah, okay, but that's
a breach of contract. If that's your team, that team drafts you.
No, what I'm saying, like I said, you're an older player in the league. You're Michael Strahan, and they say, "Oh, yo, we taking the Giants to London." At the end of his career, Strahan's like, "I'm already rich. Fuck that, I ain't going." Right? Oh, we'll cut you then, Michael. Okay, you ain't gonna find nobody play as good as I do, but go ahead and cut me. Bye. Go out there and play. You'll be going to play without me. You know, so you'll draft a young dude that's going to want to go and he'll play, but he's not going to be Michael Strahan. Right? He's not going to have that skill set. That's what I'm saying. It's not everybody. It's not going to be there for everybody. I understand what you're saying, right? And I understand that you're saying that the teams don't care. And that I agree with you on. I am absolutely in agreement with you. But what I'm saying is it will not be that easy.
It'll be super easy.
Okay, well,
in my opinion, super easy. Do you want your contract or you don't want your contract?
I'm out. Listen.
Then be out. Listen. What
I'm saying though? What is the problem for the team? Now the product that you put on the field is not as good as what it was because Strahan's not there, or Myles Garrett's not there, and you got to put Darryl Warren in for Myles Garrett.
And Myles Garrett.
I love you. I'm just giving a name, so I'm saying. So Myles Garrett is arguably the best defense player in the league. And he said, "Man, fuck that. I ain't going."
Okay, then Myles Garrett's career is over.
No, it's not over because if you leave, right? Because there's two sides to a contract.
No. You can't breach your contract. You can't say I'm not playing.
Oh, you can say I'm not going to another country, though. You can say I'm not going to another country. If that's not in your contract, you can say I'm not going to another country. When I signed this contract, it was to play for the Cleveland Browns.
Dude,
I didn't sign a contract to play for this, that, and the third. I said to play for this team. This is what I said I'd play for.
Hold up, man. So you don't think when teams relocate, they're not going? I don't care where they're going. They could be going.
There's a big difference leaving the country, Ryan.
Oh my God, man!
If you're going from one state to another state, which doesn't happen a lot in sports, especially now football, basketball, baseball doesn't happen a lot at all. The last time a football team moved was the Browns when they moved to become the Ravens. That's over 30 years ago.
Actually,
man,
listen, the Raiders moved in 2020.
Yeah, moving.
Listen, man, you're. But, man, you guys are trying to equate this to random people who are making $40,000 a year, bro. No, this is not what it is. This is not what it is. No, these guys are these guys on the team are all making money.
Yeah. Okay, man. All right. We'll agree to disagree, man. Let's talk about.
We gonna agree all day long on this one.
Because we've been saying for years, man, and Kev. We've been saying for years why football players do all the extra shit they do after their careers. Why they do all the shit they do after their careers, Kev. Why do football players do it more than basketball players, more than this one, more than that one?
Shorter careers.
And they don't make as much money during it.
That though, like
it's not guaranteed. Just because we see a couple of guys get guaranteed big bonus checks and all now, it hasn't always been the case. And
that's exactly why they'll uproot their exactly why they will uproot their family to go get that money that they can. You got to strike while the iron's hot in football. That's exactly why they'll uproot.
I understand it, and I said that you're true with that. But what I'm saying is that's not going to be like that for everyone. Because even when the football league and the NFL strikes, there's some dudes that want to go past the picket line because they ain't got no money. Right? But then you got the stars who like, man, fuck that. I'm not playing. I got money.
Hey, well, okay, then he could retire. Because you know what? You own his rights. He can't go to a different team. And on top of that, what we always said we were talking about early in basketball, when somebody retires and leaves the sport's still gonna be in great hands, right? Because nobody's bigger than the sport.
No one's
as you can see on the show, we don't forget anything. None of us. We remember everything. We must move on. We're not going to agree. We'll circle around to this, and I'm pretty sure. Hey, just get to know the England's national anthem.
There you go.
I ain't learned that shit.
Let me move on, man. To the DMV series bowl thing here in Baltimore from the AP. Lamar Jackson threw 9 passes to Zay Flowers in the first half and never went to him again. Mark Andrews rebounding from a ball bouncing off his hands on an interception to catch his first touchdown pass of the season. And Derrick Henry was Derrick Henry. The result was a dominant offensive performance as Jackson outshined rookie Jaden Daniels in a showdown between two of the NFL's best quarterbacks with 323-yard passing and 40 more rushing. And the Baltimore Ravens beat the Washington Commanders 30-23 on Sunday for their 4th consecutive victory. Just a pick your poison offense, Jackson said. Henry ran for 132 yards and is NFL leading 8 and 9 TDs. Flowers set a career high with 132 yards, receiving. Jackson moved into second in the career rushing list among QBs. Baltimore 42 mixed and matched the pass and run to near perfection. Baltimore, I'll say this, Baltimore has got back, they've been running the ball all year, which another team probably thought they should have picked up this guy. But needless to say,
didn't have an offensive line. Wouldn't have changed anything.
Hey, shout out to Jaden Daniels, man. Didn't play a bad of a game. He was 24-35.
He can be rookie of the year.
100%. And there was a lot of detractors in the beginning that said that, he runs too much and whatever. And he's making all the detractors to be not true, man. So shout out to them. Shout out to the Ravens, man. They've won 4 in a row. Mike Mills couldn't be with us, but I'm pretty sure that he's happy. And he said it. He called it on Thursday. He said his team, the Ravens, should beat the Commanders, and that they did. Like I said, Henry was 24 of 132. Good win for the Commanders for the Ravens, and the Commanders have nothing to be ashamed of. They're 4-2. They're atop of the NFC East. And
who would have thought that?
Who would have thought that? I didn't think that. Absolutely not. I'll give it to E. E, what's your thoughts on the Ravens? And
well, I just think that this game basically showed you the classifications of these teams. The Ravens are just that much better than the Commanders. It's just that simple. It's nothing, not taking anything away from the Commanders. They stayed in the game. They made it competitive. They made it watchable. I didn't have to take a Lowe's break or go to Waffle House or anything like that. So it's a good, solid win for the Ravens. They beat who they were supposed to beat. And Washington, like y'all said, they have nothing to hold their head down low for. So moving right along. I mean, I will say this. The Ravens are starting to look like that freight train that we seen last year. I just hope that they don't pull I'm not even going to reference that coach, so y'all going to scream at me or whatever. But I just hope that the coaching gets it right this year, because when the Ravens are playing Ravens football now, their defense could be playing a little bit better, in my opinion. But when the Ravens are playing Ravens football, I really don't think that there's anybody that could beat them, in my opinion. So
they're supposed to be the best team in the AFC. So.
Got you. Ryan, your thoughts on the Ravens beating down the Commanders yesterday in Baltimore?
Yeah, it was a good game. I expected the outcome. I didn't think that Washington was going to stay with them for that long. So, it was a good game, very competitive. And that also goes to show you too, just because you're a rookie quarterback doesn't mean you have to sit for a year. I mean, every team is different. Every situation is different, so, until you put the guy out there and then you see what you have, then you can, make your decision. But, listen, I'm loving what I'm seeing from Baltimore. They finally got Andrews involved in the game, where Andrews typically was always Lamar's, favorite target, and he hasn't been playing well, but they start to get him going and throwing the ball downfield. When we start throwing the ball downfield, and that's going to open up the run for Derrick Henry even more. So they're playing with balance, and they're playing with pace. They're not. Yeah, they run the ball a lot, but they're not. Hey, let's hike the ball. With not that much time on the play clock. They're going fast and playing with pace and putting pressure on you. And so I like what I saw from both teams, man. Both teams, are playing well, and they'll continue to play well. And what it looks like both teams have an identity, right?
Yes.
So both teams are playing to their identity. So I love what I saw from both teams.
Gotcha. We'll move on to this game. Was a weird game. I mean, the Eagles, they beat the Browns 20-6. The Browns are 1-5. The Eagles are 3-2 from the AP. Perhaps indignant that Eagle fans had chanted for his firing. Nick Sirianni could not button up his mouth in the final seconds. Philadelphia coach, already a habitual trash talking fan, to put their fingers to his right ear and chirped at fans in the first rows at Lincoln Financial Field. Yes, after the Eagles eked out a 4-point win against the dysfunctional Browns, Sirianni felt the need to talk smack, providing social media and tabloid fodder about a coach whose job security is up for daily debate and who, even in victory, won't win any popularity contest in Philadelphia. Just excited to get the win, Sirianni said. Appreciate the link support. He had to appreciate the Eagles' offense a bit more. Jalen Hurts threw for 264 yards and 2 touchdowns, including a go-ahead 46-yard to Devontae Smith in the fourth quarter, and the Eagles beat the Browns 20-16 on Sunday. Hurt also threw a 22-yard TD to A.J. Brown, who returned along with Smith after both wide receivers missed time with injuries. The Eagles can't afford to lose either for any more length stretches if they want to take the deep possession fun. D-Dubs, your thoughts on this? I'll give mine after you, sir.
Yeah, man. I said that this. First of all, let me start with the Browns. The Browns is awful, man. I'm so disappointed because I thought this was going to be. I thought it was going to be a little bit better. I thought that maybe but Deshaun Watson is definitely not it. I know week after week they 1-5 on the year. Some people say it's time for to get rid of the coach. They definitely don't like Deshaun Watson. I don't know what has happened to this guy since the trade has happened. But definitely, and it's not like he doesn't have any weapons over there. They're just not,
And Juku just came back, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's just getting bad. David Njoku, who's a pretty good tight end. But they can't. The Browns can't get right. Yeah, they fall underneath the again, bad organization that can't get right, and they started off with this tremendous contract that was given to Deshaun Watson. Now going with the Eagles, that game was tied at 10-10 for quite some time, and the Eagles is like a good bad. What we said the other week, a good bad team.
Good bad team, yes.
They're probably so talented. A lot of. I mean, Saquon Barkley, 18 carries, 47 yards. That's
Don't worry. He's gonna get right against the Giants next week. He'll get 200 next week. Watch.
Oh, yeah. That may be true. But this was a game. Most Eagle fans were kind of sweating because they it was just closer than what it should have been. I think Philadelphia should have really handled business and they didn't. But
Myles Garrett is a bad dude with the black kick.
Yeah, and hey, what's that? What's that? Because 2 weeks in a row, I've not seen guys jump over the line.
The Giants did that.
Giants did the week before, and now
just can't jump over the center.
You can't leverage. You can jump over. You can't use leverage.
You can't hold it down.
Jump over.
And remember back in the day,
some of them has been.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. Remember back in the day, Cam Chancellor used to do that, and they stopped it because
you can't.
He was he was using guys in front of him as leverage. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we've seen it the last couple of weeks, and there's been literally no call. So I don't know what are they
It's
say.
It's not over the center, so like you don't. You could,
so it's a loophole.
Well, you can't line up over the center, so you can't jump over the center, right? Mm-hmm. So you can jump over someone else as long as you don't use someone to leverage yourself to jump. You can do it. If you're athletic enough to do it, then you can do it.
Okay.
No, and
AJ Brown is a bad man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I hate that Tennessee traded that man.
Listen, please don't bring that up, man. I'm a Titans fan.
16 yards. Yeah.
And to lose AJ Brown in the middle of the night and then lose Derrick Henry. I mean, man, I still can't forgive Ryan Tannehill for what he did in that playoff game against Cincinnati, man. We were the number 1 seed on our way to the damn Super Bowl, man. He just forget him. I'm sorry.
Well, the thing with
the passion
Philly is that they're not they're getting back. They got back their weapons and won. That's basically it. Slim Reaper and AJ came back, so they're a full team again. They hit their stride. I still think they're the best team in that conference, and they should probably win the NFC East, running away by the end of the year. So, they should. They're the best team by far in that division. When they get healthy.
I mean, even with all of this, I'm not going, I'm not jumping out the window. It's just that they, they should look better, and and they may get better again, they got the Giants next week at the Giants.
Everybody gets right against the Giants. Everybody gets right against the Giants.
Yeah, Giants can't win at home.
Who's the next team that they have against?
Giants D line though, man. Giants D line is good, bro.
The Giants D line kept them in the game.
Giants D line is balling.
But that offense, I don't know, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. But
can't score. They can't score in the red zone.
Yeah. But
and Cincinnati's offensive line ain't that good either. So
getting back to the Eagles real quick, they at the Giants, at Cincinnati, and at home to the Jags. So I mean, they'll be all right, man. I'm not really sweating them. They just look, little stupid stuff in a locker room. Sirianni and the coach, little dumb stuff. I think they'll ride the wave. They'll be all right.
Gotcha. Well, we'll move right along. Well, speaking about the Titans, Ryan, we'll talk about your game against the Colts. Very close game.
Oh God.
Yeah, Joe Flacco has this from the AP again. Joe Flacco has been around the NFL long enough to know that backup quarterbacks should always be ready to start. The 39-year-old quarterback also understands to ignore reports about a teammate possibly going on injured reserve and look for wide receiver Michael Pittman Jr. when it matters. Flacco backpedaled to buy time when he hit Pittman in the end zone with Titans cornerback Liara Sneed draped over him for the 10-yard touchdown pass with 7:27 left that lifted the Indianapolis Colts to a 20-17 win victory over Tennessee. And I was watching that on the red zone myself. And like I said, man, Joe Flacco, man, he just ceases to amaze me, man. He just keeps plugging and playing and keeps on balling.
He plays to his strengths.
Yeah, exactly, Ryan. He plays to his strength. The coaching said, "Go ahead, Ryan."
Yeah, no, you know what you're gonna get from Joe. He's gonna stay in the pocket. You give him time. He has a cannon for an arm, and if you have wide receivers that can separate, he's gonna hit them. And that's all Joe is doing. You keep Joe upright. Joe is a monster. If you keep him upright, because he's not gonna get out the pocket and improvise and extend plays. But you need skill position players who can get open, and he throws an accurate deep ball. So Joe's just doing what Joe's always been doing.
Joe, he's a great quarterback. Now he's never been a bad one. I think that contract he got once upon a time probably, changed
because
perceptions of him. But
exactly coming off the Super Bowl win, yeah,
he was never a bad quarterback. And I think he's made a second because I think he was out the league, so he's made himself a second. He's made a second act, as they say, and so he can play. I got no problem with it. I like to see this happen because I think it's kind of my thing with the NFL and kind of helping younger players play. Is when you have a situation like this where your guy can come in and kind of teach Mr. Richardson, because Richardson's not bad. He just has to figure out who he is right now. So, and get healthy, which is hard, but but I think he's good to go. I think they're going to be a good team. Playoffs are going to be hard for them because Houston is really good. Like, they're not kind of good. Houston is really good. So, so we'll see what happens with the playoffs. That's going to be very interesting to see.
Ryan, let me ask you this about the Titans. Will Levis, is he it?
Trash.
No, listen. Will Levis is living off that one game he had, the one good game where he got his first start and he went nuts. And he just doesn't make poor decisions Excuse me. He makes poor decisions. He doesn't make good decisions with the ball at the worst, most inopportune time. He's trying to be a hero and trying to make plays that you shouldn't be trying to make out there. Not only that, there's no touch on his ball. Everything is a rocket. Everything is hard. There's no finesse to the game with him. And at times you need to as a quarterback, you need to be able to drop it in there, put some touch on the ball. Everything is coming at the wide receivers 100 miles an hour. I mean, does he have an arm talent? Yeah, but you also got to think the game, and he's not thinking the game. And you can tell, exactly, because when you get into the heat of the battle, you know what I'm saying, in the games, you're going to do what you're comfortable in doing. And that's him trying to make an outstanding play every time. That's him trying to bullet a pass in there when that play needed you to put touch on the ball. And you can tell that there's just no confidence in him, even from the coaching staff, even with the play calling. They're trying to dumb it down and give him easier plays to do, but it's just not working. It's just not working there. Tony Pollard had a draft. Yep, Tony Pollard had a good game, but I was talking to my brother, who's also a Titans fan like myself, and he's like, "Hey man, let's just hit rock bottom and see if we can't get one of these top quarterbacks in the league."
Sound like a Giant plan.
Absolutely.
Come on, bro.
Absolutely, bro. Listen.
Okay.
Listen, if you're not gonna make the playoffs, the worst part to be in a draft is in the middle.
Hey, man, I'm mad that the Giants won 2 games. I mean, yeah, we need to stop playing around.
I will say this, Ryan. I just hope that when that time comes, when they go to draft, that they draft correctly, because this is twice now that they have missed with quarterbacks in the draft.
It's funny.
Mariota.
Well, no, I'm talking about Will Levis, and you got my man that went down to Green Bay that they gave up on.
He can play. Malik is balling.
No, Malik is bad too. I've seen enough of Malik. He was bad too. Malik went to a situation where nobody was expecting anything, and he ran out of the pocket. He did all right. Malik Willis is not a starting quarterback in this league. He's just not.
But he played in a system that works for him when he needs to go in. So he's got the role that he has. Backup quarterback.
Yeah. Right.
Exactly. Backup quarterback.
Not at all.
Especially if you're in a system that your talent works with.
Well,
not at all.
Moving forward, Tennessee needs to figure out, now that they don't have none of their heavy hitters, they need to figure out what they are, what is their identity moving forward before they do anything else.
There is no identity. There is no identity.
Get rid of Hopkins, because he's all you can get something for.
Yeah. They got Ridley. Ridley's there. Don't be surprised if some of these teams call to get Hopkins or Ridley. Kansas City maybe going out and getting Ridley. Ridley's a great route runner who would help Kansas City tremendously. So is D-Hop. Yeah, you know why it's no catches? Because everything is a fireball coming at the dude.
No, that's why I brought it up, man. I agree.
Yes, bro. It's not like, dude, and you know how good of a wide receiver Ridley is. If the ball's catchable, you can have a drop or two, but it's just
when you have stuff at your shoelaces and stuff out of
reach, bro. Yes, man. And then I got to see you on a mayonnaise commercial every damn 2 minutes.
I said that when he got drafted. Everybody had him going draft. Right? We was at the draft. You can go look back on the website. I said, yo, the dude's not that good. Well, Will Levis. Okay. I told y'all then. I watched him at Kentucky. Not that good. Will Levis. Okay.
Will Levis. Yo, let's move on to the last game before we get out of here. And I'm only bringing it up, man, because the Lions kicked the Cowboys' ass from the AP. Yeah. By then, Detroit Lions had already started throwing shade about the highly disputed 2-point conversion from their loss at the Cowboys 9 months earlier. Goff went on to throw for 315 yards and 3 touchdowns. David Montgomery ran for 2 scores, and Detroit blew out Dallas 47-9 on Sunday, handing the Cowboys a 4th consecutive lopsided loss at home. Still, it wasn't much of a celebration for the Lions, who lost pass rusher Agent Hutchinson in the third quarter to a serious left tibia injury. Man, it was really ugly. Yes, that would require surgery before he could go home. The injury happened to Hutchinson as he was sacking Dak Prescott, and his leg appeared to snap above the ankle when he collided with the leg of teammate McNeil. Prescott threw 2 interceptions and the worst home loss since 1988 for the Cowboys, 3-3, who became the first team since at least 2000 to trail by 14 or more points at halftime and 4 consecutive games on their home field, playoff included. I'll say this. Shout out to the Lions. DA reminded me this morning. I totally forgot they lost that game. Like I said, 9 months earlier. I think it was on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
That they probably should have won, but they didn't, right? And going back, Dan Campbell was like, I was like, man, they keep on scoring. They keep on. That's when I started doing my yard work. I was like, man, this ain't much of nothing. And shout out to the Lions, man. The Lions are, they put Goff in a great situation here, and he got running back and defense, and their defense played well on yesterday. Now replacing Hutchinson, I don't know what they're going to do for that. I don't know how to solve for that, because he was that dude on the defensive line. So I don't know if they do a trade or what can they do before. What'd you say, D? You keep saying Bosa? Yeah, well, we'll see.
What was your man's name from the Jets that was the pass rusher?
Oh, dude that's not playing.
Hakeem Reddick. Hassan Reddick, yeah. Hassan Reddick, yeah.
Well, actually, I heard today that they're supposed to be negotiating before the game. The Jets
they got Drew Rosenhaus. Yeah, he got a new agent, Drew Rosenhaus.
Yeah, the Jets are up 10-7 over the Bills as we speak. Looks like in the second quarter. So, D-Dubs, your thoughts on the Lions?
Yo, man, shout outs to all them guys, David Montgomery, Jameer Gibbs, Jared Goff. Yo, all you guys, man, that put in that work. Thank you. It was fantastic, man. I turned this game off and watched and started watching the Knicks, man. It was disgusting, man. This was absolutely a drubbing. Cowboy fans, I don't care that you didn't have your players. I don't care. The NFL is hurt. Where we in? Week 7? The whole NFL is hurt. I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it.
That's what I heard from a couple of fans today.
We heard we didn't have all our players. Yo, son, I don't care. Don't care. We all don't have players. And guess what? They find out to either win the game or lose the game, and y'all found out how to lose the game, and y'all lost this game in the worst way. My God, 47-9. Yo, man.
At home.
And, you still had your quarterback, though. Right? You still had your quarterback.
Still had that number 1 receiver.
Yeah, still had that number. CD Lamb, 7 catches,
probably should have used a Derrick Henry in there, but
yeah. Rico Dow, Ezekiel Elliott.
Everybody keep telling me about.
Ryan told y'all
week 1. Tell y'all week 1 to run on all the Cowboys. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And look what they did.
And all I said is, and Eric and DA, all I said was, yo, you don't need to be having a podcast during the week when you're supposed to be studying your arts.
Nope. Nope.
Oh no, D-Dub. These guys get paid. They can do what they want to do.
Well, then we should all quit our jobs then.
I knew that was coming.
No, Brian. No, Brian. No, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that.
Absolutely not going to do that.
No, absolutely not. Not with these guys.
Why not?
No.
Why?
You play your game. This is the game you should be studying, doing what you need to do, and then not to be. You look like trash, and then you come back out, and then you got the nerve to be talking about somebody else or whoever else game. I really don't want to hear it because you look like trash.
Look like trash.
So yeah. So Ryan, we're gonna have a difference of opinion yet again.
Okay. I'm like, an hour at night when he's in his house, he can't have a podcast. Okay, that's
No, not 1 hour. No. I don't particularly want to see you. No, especially if you're my team. You're on the America's team. Most people's team. I can guarantee you that most Cowboy fans would say the same thing.
Okay, so the problem is he has a podcast about his profession.
I didn't say that was a problem. I said my thing is you need to be doing what you need to be doing, and keep the main thing. Keep the main thing. Keep the main thing. The main thing. That's all. That's
okay.
all.
The biggest problem with him is that his ass don't tackle. That's his problem. He don't.
He's not. I mean, we all know he's not a run stopper. I mean, we can't make him something that he's not. Bro, he does. He's light in the ass. Pause. He can't. You know what I'm saying? He's not a run stopper. He's somebody who rushes the passer. And he's not Lawrence Taylor, who everybody wants to make him out to be. He ain't that beast.
You told me he was.
I'm glad you said that.
I never said that. Who's that? I never said he was Lawrence Taylor.
Calm down. I didn't say you said it, but that's what I said. That's what they told me he was.
No. You said that's what you said. That's what you told us.
I said that's what they told us. They told us Lawrence Taylor, and you brought it, and you just so happened to bring it up. That's what they said.
I think dude can play football.
He's excellent at what he does.
Listen now, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Kevin, I'm gonna tell you, was I on old boy in college? Did I tell y'all when he came out of college that Parsons is a bad boy?
Yeah, you just said that.
And I didn't say because he was rushing the passer. I said that because of the way he played the run in college, and he was in the Big Ten, so he played, like other Big Ten linebackers in the league. And he made tackles. Now, I don't know why he's making business decisions today. They need to have had a better defense around him that helped him do what he does, right? So he needed some stout inside guys to bounce some things so you can hit running backs on the angle so you're not taking them on one at a time straight up. But, dog, man, like, you can't be running away from blockers, man. Now, this is when he was playing. Right? He's hurt now. But, dog, he can't. It's on film, man. The 22, the eye in the sky don't lie. They call it the all-22. Seen the all-22, man. Dude ran away from plays, man. And I didn't expect that of him because I spoke for him before he got drafted. I was like, this dude is a bad motherfucker. I watched him at Penn State, putting work on dudes. And I don't care about the podcast, man. I just care about him tackling. And he seemed to have lost the will to do that. And that's your job. That's what you get paid to do, homie. That's what you get paid to do. I understand that they didn't put this and that around you. I understand. But, brother, you got to know the game you in. If they paying Dak all this money, they really can't pay a bunch of everything else. So, it ain't Dak's fault, but it is what it is. So, I'm not mad, but they're going to do what they're going to do.
Let me just read this, and I just found this, and maybe this is why the old Lawrence Taylor, Bill Belichick, who coached Taylor, he said this before. He said he coached Taylor for 6 seasons. Bill Belichick, who coached Lawrence Taylor for 6 seasons, said with the Giants, has said that Parsons is an athlete along the lines of a Parsons. He also said Taylor, excuse me, and he wouldn't put anyone ahead of Taylor. That's what he said. Excuse me. So I think that's what Lawrence Taylor talking all that stuff. So
no, I don't think Parsons said he was Lawrence Taylor either. So I'm not mad.
Oh, he didn't. No, absolutely, he didn't say he was Taylor. No,
I'm not mad. I'm just saying the dog, and he's from up top, so he's from Jersey. So
yeah, quick.
Go ahead, man.
Quick question. 'Cause I know they like to compare the two, but Lawrence Taylor was a linebacker, whereas in Parsons is more of a DN, right?
He's a
Correct. Moving
linebacker.
around, just they about the same.
He's a linebacker. He's not a DN. He's not a lineman. He's a linebacker. I think they
He's
got
a
him as
linebacker?
LB. Yeah, I think they got him as an LB. Outside linebacker.
Are you sure? Because
Yeah.
I want to say he's rushing the passer most of the time on the line. No,
Yeah, but now he's.
I'm just asking.
They still play. They think they play a 3-4. So he's a stand up or hand in the ground linebacker, and he rushes the pass, but he doesn't play the run, which is his problem. Like you got to do both if you're going to play that position. That's all. You just,
Right, but see, that's the problem, man. Like he's not a Hutchinson where he has the size where he can fight off tackles and fight off blocks and make the tackle and then still rush. As soon as you put your hands on him, man, it's like he can't get off of it unless he does a spin move or a move and he's rushing the passer. That's where he makes his money is to get into the quarterback. In my opinion,
I think for me, his game is not. He hasn't elevated his game, right? So the reality is this, right?
Right.
He rushes the passer, and he does that, right? And that's to get their money at. Which, oh man, he rushes the quarterback, right? The problem is this, man, that there is more to playing linebacker than rushing the passer, right? So sometimes you got to play the run, sometimes you got to play in coverage. There are two things that he doesn't do.
Right. Good point.
From his game because he doesn't play in coverage either, right? So when I look at just to say my linebacker, right, in San Francisco, Fred Warner rushes the passer, stops the run, and he plays pass. He intercepts
pass coverage.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what the linebacker does, right? So when they got this linebacker and they put you as a linebacker, but you're actually just a linebacker that rushes the quarterback, you actually take away from the whole defense.
So basically, he's one-dimensional.
Yeah, right now. Well, I didn't think so. I didn't think so.
Rusher.
I didn't think so when he first came in the league, because again, only way you're going to get good at working up on contact is by dealing with contact. If you don't take the contact on, then you're never going to get good at it, right? Because Ray Lewis did all that. And I'm not saying he's Ray. But I thought he had a chance to be in that light of a Ray or Patrick Willis. At minimum, LeVar Bowman, something like that, man. You know what I mean? But we'll see, because he's still young. And, still got a chance to do a lot of things. I think
but even Ray Lewis always said, man, I need a that's why when they got a Lodi Nada in the middle, he's like that opens it up for everybody. Like you said, you need those stalwarts in the middle, in the trenches, to take on blocks.
God bless him. Yeah, big Siragusa before that.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
That's the big goose. They won the Super Bowl with the goose.
Goose.
Right.
Goose was no joke. He plugged that middle up like nobody's business. Yeah.
And they had Sam Adams before that. So I understand. When you play that 3-4, that way, that's what you want. You
right.
But the Dallas Cowboys, who are building a team, they're building it wrong. And it's not just quarterbacks that can be wasted. It's not just quarterbacks who can have their careers wasted. So, so it can be defensive players too. If you don't put what you need around them, ain't nothing gonna happen.
That is true.
You can't do it all. So, but Big Dallas and their curse, man. So that's all that is. Fuck them.
Go ahead. Does Parsons come back? Does he come back anytime soon? Does anybody know? Offhand?
Yeah, they I think they said he's close, and Lawrence too they're missing Lawrence as well.
Yeah. So that's that.
He had a high ankle sprain, so I think he's close. They said
Lawrence.
That's that dude that's supposed to be able to take that, from the inside,
right,
line and do some things. So, again, it's just like we talked about, with Philadelphia, right? Slim Reaper, AJ's not there. They weren't doing as good, didn't look as crisp. Now they're back. They're scoring touchdowns, because those guys can both get open, and anytime they want to get open, they're good receivers. So Yeah, you got to be healthy too.
That touchdown that what's his name through the Brown was very pretty in the left side of the end zone.
He's really becoming people they don't want to talk about it, man. But Jalen is really becoming a good passer, man. He's really getting touch. He's really,
touch. Right.
Yeah, man, believe me, man. In college, Tua had more touch than him. Guaranteeing you he did. Jalen was a better quarterback, but Tua had far more touch than him. Was a better passer of the football. But Jalen's a winner, man. Believe me, he's gonna have his day. At some point, he's gonna have his day.
As I watch Aaron Rodgers get sacked. Well, no.
Listen, man, I don't even want to talk. Listen.
No, we got to do that.
We're not going to do that, bro. Then I'm done. All of America, guess what? Y'all turn on Get Up tomorrow, and you'll hear all you need to hear about this game ad nauseum. There you go. That's it.
Dang, DA, thank you. You giving the
they're not competition.
Yeah. Whatever. Hey man, spirit of the show, love it. Hey, one thing I can say, I'll say this, and I think all the guys, I can speak for all the guys when I say this, man. This is not scripted. This is absolutely a bunch of alpha dogs on here, and we all have opinions on something, and I love it. And as I tell the guys all the time, I don't want to live in an echo chamber where everybody agrees with the same thing. Sometimes we're going to agree. Sometimes we're not. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's still all love. And that's why, that's what men do, right? And I love it. I'll say this, Ryan, and I'll say it for you. I said before you came, I said two things. I said I really want Ryan to get in on this conversation, and two, I said I know which way Ryan's going to go with it. And
guys. You already see it. You see it already developing, man. You see everything, and don't mind my tone, guys. I'm just loud because I'm a little dude, man. I'm only 5'5", 5'6" with my Timbs on. So
we know that.
I gotta be loud.
Like I said, I wish the third thing I said, I wish he was on camera. I know you couldn't be on camera because I know you're doing your thing, or whatever, man. But it's definitely all love. Like I said, it's not scripted, and you should want to be in an echo chamber with anybody. You should all absolutely want to articulate your thoughts. If you have a disagreement, whatever, it's you talk it out and you hash it out, and you whatever. That's what it's all about. That's what we
agree to disagree and move on with our day.
You should have heard me and DA 3 Sundays ago.
Oh, that shit was crazy.
And Daryl said, "Y'all need to kiss some makeup." I forgot what it was.
We were even arguing about, but yeah, I can't remember what the fuck it was, man.
Sports related, of course. But
that thing was funny, boy.
Daryl's a jerk off. He left his on there. He said, "Man, I should have taped y'all. That would have been great content, man." But listen, real quick before we go. Hey, Thursday we're going to talk about baseball and the League Championship Series. The Mets tied up the series against the Dodgers. They're 1-1. The Yankees right now they're up 4-0 against the Guardians in the Bronx in Game 1.
Guardians can't pitch, man. They walking dudes in damn near. It's just crazy.
Shout out to the WNBA. I'll let Ryan give you 2 minutes on it. Hey man, you missed a great game. Wow. Yeah. Friday night. Yeah. Go ahead, Ryan. Real quick. I'll give you 2 minutes on it, then we'll get out of here.
Well, we all know the WNBA finals started. We all saw what happened in Game 1 where the New York Liberty blew a 15-point lead with 5 minutes left. Became one of the only teams to ever blow up a 15-point lead. With that, game went to overtime. Naficia Collier was awesome. She basically shut down Stewie in Game 1, but Game 2 yesterday Liberty had another big lead, and the Lynx came back again, cut it to 2. It looked like it's going to be another scenario where Liberty blows the lead, but they end up going on a 10-0 run to close it out. So now we'll have game number 3 on Wednesday. So I'll be on Thursday with the camera, be on Thursday to talk about game 3, and then I'll preview game 4, which will be on Friday.
No doubt. You heard it here, man. You heard it here. Go ahead, D-Dubs.
I just wanted to also there was a good fight this past weekend, Arthur Beterbiev versus Bivol, and that was definitely a fight that probably is going to have to run back because it was that close of a Dimitri Bivol. That fight was that close.
Bivol won that fight, y'all.
On Saturday. DA thinks that Bivol wants to fight. I think that Beterbiev won the fight, but it was that close. And they have to run it back. So for all you boxing fans, me and DA we're gonna have to collaborate here shortly and
good fight though.
Get boxing in. Yes, definitely it was a good fight though. If you haven't seen it.
Yep. E, what you got for us real quick before we go?
Yeah, yo, man, it's a good show. As always, man, it was a great show.
Yeah,
very spirited, as Kev said, and yo, man, this is what we do, man. This is what we do, man. You know, some people may come up here and think people are arguing or whatever. It ain't arguing, man. It's spirited sports
debate show.
And yo, man, at the end of the day, everybody can enjoy because you know somebody from this side of town can agree with Ryan, somebody from that side of town could agree with D-Dubs, man. So everybody has a voice, everybody has different perspectives, and that's what we do here on the Sports Chasers podcast.
And what's funny is, like you said, they'll let us know on YouTube, Instagram when the stuff go out. Yeah, they'll be like,
you'll see.
Yeah,
you'll see when people start saying that they agree with me for Michael Parsons to put that mic down and get to the.
No. On behalf of myself, I'm Kevin O'Warren, your host and moderator. For Dallas, for the DA, for Ryan D'Souza, for James the Angry One, for Mike Mills in his absence, and Dan K, the hockey dude in his absence. Man, this is the Sports Chasers podcast. Because great.
Hey, hold up.
Go ahead.
I just saw the Will Levis mayonnaise commercial. they're airing that shit right now. See y'all later.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Sports Chasers podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms and connect with us on all social media channels for exclusive content and updates. We'd also love for you to join the conversation, share your thoughts, and become part of the Sports Chasers community. And remember to tune in next time for some more real sports talk. Until then, stay frosty.